Welcome to WAPTEK runs his rinky dinky mouth. I'm going to be running my mouth about fat acceptance, skinny acceptance, thin as in or thick as in, positive body image, negative body image, and the definitions for some things. This is our example for the day. This is Eugenia Cooney. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Now, we're going to do a real simple thing here. Onision needs to shut his freaking mouth and never ever talk about anybody ever again. He is an SJW wannabe at this point because he finds one group of people he approves of and another group of people he doesn't. He's actually obsessed with this girl, and this is unhealthy as hell, and I don't want to deal with him anymore. I'm not going to watch his channel anymore. I'm not saying you don't have to watch his channel. Most of you don't even know who he is. He's not that damn, okay, 1 million views per week, but hey, you know. So, what's going on with this lady? I don't know, it's not my business and it isn't yours. Let's try something else. Is it your business that the next door neighbor at McDonald's is feeding their overweight kid an extremely high fat diet? Fat shaming. Beautiful at any size. Everybody's okay, alright, fine. Is she beautiful at any size? Now, why am I bringing this up? Honestly, I don't care. I haven't watched her videos. I don't even know what she's in, too. She makes random videos. Okay. Let's look up some other stuff. Totally unrelated. Causes for people being underweight include genetics, metabolism, which I think should be just linked together, use of drugs or medication, lack of food because they're too poor or they've been ill. It can be associated with medical conditions such as hyperthyroidism, tuberculosis, gastrointestinal or liver problems or genetic problems with them, or effects of damage, or being unable to absorb nutrients adequately for whatever reason. Eating disorders can also cause underweight due to lack of nutrients. Dear millennial, special snowflake, privileged people in the United States, people who are underweight usually are underweight because they can't get any food. I happen to have, as far as this goes, a higher metabolism, so I metabolize food a lot better. Let's try the next thing. Anorexia nervosa, characteristics. I'm going to leave a limit in here. It's not based on what you look like on a YouTube video. It's based on you having a psychological or whatever thing going on in your head that makes you think you're overweight when you're not, objectively. Because you have a body image problem. You're not seeing yourself correctly. Body dysmorphia is another name for it. By the way, are you really, really overweight, but you think you're hot? And being overweight for you doesn't look good? Am I fat shaming? Okay, now let's go back to the one that Onision and a bunch of other people are harassing, because it is just simply harassment. This channel by Eugenia Cooney, she doesn't advocate that you go on a diet. She seems perfectly healthy. The 2 or 3 videos I've actually ran across by accident because it got suggested show that she doesn't seem to be having any medical problems. By the way, I have several friends who were actually suffering from anorexia. They had to get past it. I helped them. I actually do know a little bit about this. But anyway, let's go on to the next thing. I'm just bringing up one example. Superior mesenteric artery syndrome. This is Lisa Brown, apparently. You can look up the images. I'll try to find a link to her. I have a couple of friends who had digestive tract problems where they had sections of their digestive system removed medically because they had to. It wasn't to lower weight, it was to keep them from dying from something, and they ended up getting skinny. Does anybody get that this might not be anybody's business? It sure as heck isn't mine. Let's try something else totally unrelated. You know that Mad Magazine character, the What Me Worry kid? Look up Williams syndrome. Yeah, a bunch of people who look really, you know, when they're kids, they look adorable. Also comes with a whole plethora of potential medical problems. But hey, they're appealing looking when they're kids and maybe even when they're grown-ups. They usually have a gregarious attitude. A lot like people who have autism spectrum syndrome sometimes. See also people who say I can't lose weight. Okay. So those of you who say that, are there some people who can't gain weight? They probably are, right? I also like to point out that part of the autism spectrum syndromes that exist, it's not a spectrum just in one dimension. You also get a special one called geek syndrome. Yeah. So anyway, to conclude on this, the most likely scenario, because this young lady has stated that she doesn't think she's overweight, she's not dieting, she doesn't have any of the other symptoms of having anorexia, is that she's probably genetically predispositioned to look like this. Whether you like it or not isn't relevant. It's not anorexia. And trying to get her kicked off YouTube because she may have something going on with her she has no control over isn't your freaking business. Or mine. I'm not really comfortable doing this video. But if I see one more Onision Speaks video where he's basically telling everybody to hate on her, please help her by kicking her off YouTube. Or anybody else doing this to anybody else. I'm not trying to play White Knight here. I'm just at the point that I'm going to start doing takedown videos on Onision, making fun of him because he needs to be made fun of more. No, actually I won't. Best thing to do with him is ignore him. But what I'm saying here, and this is the point I'm trying to make, is unless you're a medical doctor in contact with a person under doctor-patient privacy rules, diagnosing someone over the net is by definition BS. The most likely scenario is she's genetically predispositioned for it, and if there have been changes to her life, which is what is claimed, she probably had something medically change in her. Probably after she hit a certain age, maybe hormone levels change. I don't know. But seeing people demand that she be kicked off the internet because she might make someone feel like becoming anorexic, or more accurately, might make people uncomfortable with their own bodies in some other way on the polar opposite of the spectrum, I don't know. You decide. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. And Onision's an idiot. Bye.